Thank you all for coming. Coach Haynes will give an opening statement in just a second. He is joined here to your left by junior safety Jordan Italiano and sophomore left tackle Reno Reda. Coach.
Again, a disappointing loss to South Alabama. You know, we got down early, and guys clawed back and fought back. We just came up a little bit short, but, you know, things that we did better. There's, of course, things that we got to make sure that we improve on and continue to improve on. Got to start faster, got to play faster and are better in the first half. But, you know, like the guys fight, like their tenacity, and we'll keep improving to go forward to Ohio State.
What do you mean start faster, play faster? Anything you can pinpoint?
Well, I think when you look at the first half and, you know, on the offensive side of the ball, we started almost every time on that 2nd and 10 and 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 9. You know, so we got to be better on first down. And then our third down percentages, you know, we were, I think, maybe 4 for 10, or 5 for 10, but 4 of them were in one drive. You know, so the first, you know, 4 or 5 drives of the game, we were, you know, getting off the field real fast. So we got to make sure we do a better job on first down. We got to do a better job on third down. And then, you know, on the defensive side of the ball, we got to make sure that we're not giving up big chunks, you know, and make them earn it a little bit more. But, you know, we played a little different style of, you know, defense this way. They were a vertical passing game team, and we knew that. So we wanted to make sure that we dropped in the coverage a little bit more. But there were times that we could have challenged them a little bit more on third down situations.
What do you think it's going to feel like being on the other side of the other sideline of Ohio State? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things going on. I got a lot of course, you know, memories there, you know, with the coaches, but it's more with the guys that I coach with and the players that I coach, you know, that I look forward. I also won a state championship in that stadium, you know, so a lot of memories, you know, for me personally in the stadium. But as far as the game, not really.
Can you kind of, you know, from being there as many times as you've been there, are you going to spend a lot of time kind of prepping the guys on what they're about to go into, or is that something you don't really worry too much about?
You know, I think our guys know a little bit, but we'll sit there and we'll talk about it. I mean, it's 107,000 people, you know, so it is different, you know, for us, and it'll be a louder venue. But, I mean, we played at LSU, you played at Penn State, you played at Alabama. So those venues are, you know, I wouldn't say the same. They all have their own unique deal to it. But, you know, it's more about us. It's still going to come down to, you know, it goes back to the Hoosiers movie. That the court is still the same, the field is still the same, the game doesn't change. You know, and ironically, they put their pants on the same way we do. You know, so it's just we just got to go play.
Do you think you guys will be excited, you know, about the opportunity, or nervous? I'm just wondering what's going through your mind this week.
I mean, yeah, we're excited to play, but it's just another game for us. So we're gonna prepare the same way, go in with the same mentality that we always do.
We can't change anything from week to week. Just like you said, keep it just like any other game. Just scout them just the same, do everything just the same.
Did you guys grow up like a Buckeye fan? Not so much.
I did, but once I got to Kent State, kind of realized now I'm a Kent State fan, and kind of now they're my rivals. So I got to play them like they're my enemy now, and they will be my enemy now. So I can't root for them anymore.
Switching that gear wasn't that hard.
No. Yeah.
How about you, Jordan?
I actually was not an Ohio State fan, so it's still just another team that I'm playing.
Who'd you root for?
I was actually a Notre Dame fan growing up, so. But now I'm here. This is my team and this is my family, so.
Have either one of you ever been inside Ohio Stadium?
Yeah, I played in the North-South game in high school when we played in the Horseshoe. So.
What was it kind of cool to, I mean, it's such a cool venue.
Yeah, but like you said, the field's still 120 yards long, and it's all the same, just bigger stadium.
Have you been there?
I've been there.
Just sit in the stands?
No, I went to a camp there actually.
okay.
So
Offensively and defensively, is there anything you can do defensively to say, hey, we stay like we've been doing and contain them as we've contained the first couple teams? We got a chance. And then offensively, do you feel close enough that the offense is ready for a breakout game?
I think defensively, the thing that you talk about getting better at, the thing we got to do is a better job at stopping the run. I think I talked about it last week. The stop under 100 yards is probably unrealistic in this day and age, but we moved our mark up to 150, and for the first 2 weeks we haven't accomplished that goal. It was 175 and 186. So those are the things that we gotta make sure that we improve on, and we didn't get any turnovers. So when you talk about, and we talk about all the time, our identity, what is our identity? And our identity on defense has to be stop the run and create turnovers. Offensively, we have to be able to run the football, and there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. For us to be successful, we have to be able to run, the football. And, the numbers doesn't show it, and, well, it showed a little bit. We actually doubled, our rushing yardage from 1 week to another. But we actually play better up front, and I've said this all the time is, we got to do better at perimeter blocking. You got to do better at sustaining blocks, but that's part of it that we have to get better at for us to put points on the board. And in this day and age of college football, you got to put points on the board to win.
Anything change with Durham?
No.
Are you at the point now where you consider redshirting?
No, I have a meeting with him later today.
How about Strick?
Strick is probably doubtful.
Did something else happen there? I thought you might get it back.
Yeah, I know. It's just, those things are, you can get them back in a week, you can get them back in 2 weeks, you can get them back in a month. It's all on how fast it heals and how fast it goes. It was just, a scope to clean it out. But, again, my son just had it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and it's the same thing. It could take, a week, or it could take a month. Just depends on how fast they heal. And his is taking a little bit longer time to heal.
Is it swelling, or is it just tender?
Yeah, just tender and not ready to cut, and can't have a base, so hopefully in a week or so, but hopefully by Northern Illinois is my plan to make sure that we have him back.
Reno, I just wonder if you could talk about how that run block was coming along. I mean, since that's kind of got to be your bread and butter, did you feel like you guys were getting that together?
Yeah, week by week, we're getting better. And Coach Clark's really, positive with us. And he knows we're getting better, and we know we're getting better. And it's more just, a confidence thing now. Some of the first-time starters are getting more confident, and we're starting to get a little groove to us. And we're getting better.
Do you feel like you got sometimes you almost have to have a certain style to be good run blockers. Do you feel like you have those kind of guys? The kind of linemen that the right kind for.
Yeah, I trust all the guys up front on whatever we do, run or pass. I trust those guys, and they trust me, and we believe in the system, and we know it'll get it done. We just got to execute it.
Can you just talk about the timing of when you're playing these guys? Two ways you can look at it. Number one, they're not really playing as well as they typically would be. So are you catching them at a good time in that sense, or maybe not so much because they're not playing so well, so they're certainly not going to overlook you guys. I mean, just any thoughts about that?
No, not really. I know. You know, after a loss, you get refocused. You know, so I mean, they're a good football team. They got a lot of good football players, so they'll be ready. And coach will make sure that he does a good job to make sure that they, you know, are ready. So it's really more about how we go in there. You know, and in games like this. The first 4 or 5 series are the key of the game. And that's why I sit there and say is we got to start well. And not necessarily does that correlate to putting points on the board, but we got to start well. We got to move the change. We got to do a good job of making sure that, you know, I always say it's not 28-0 before the balloons leave the stadium, you know. And that's the key to games like this. We got to do a good job early. Yeah, yeah.
When you were there, did you have to try to get your guys to focus on a in-state game?
No, because, you know, there's always we call them rush the field games. And that's why you prepare like crazy every week. And I know they'll be prepared like every week because no matter who they beat or who beats them, it's a rush the field game, you know. And that goes to Michigan, to Penn State, to you know, Kent State. So it doesn't matter. So them being down or them being unprepared, that just won't happen.
Do you guys dream about what it would be like to win a game like this?
I mean, you gotta think that you're gonna win every game, and to beat a like upper level Division I school, of course, we want to win, and that's what we're going out to do, is to win, and we're going to do whatever it takes.
Have you thought about that and, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
what it would mean?
we're going in with the expectation to win, so I mean, it'd be a great feeling to get it done. We've done it in the past before when we played Rutgers, so I mean, it's definitely possible, and it's something we think we can do.
Coach, talk about Anthony a little bit, and if you had to kind of massage him at all. Where are you with that?
Still sticking with Anthony. You know, Anthony is hard on himself as anyone. It's almost you got to calm him down to, you know, just to sit there and just get, you know, focused back on just doing the things you got to do, you know. But, you know, that it's just back to the fundamental of kicking and not worrying about what else is around you and everything. And that was a weird play, but, you know, in the essence of it, he's just got to go through his motion and kick the football regardless of what else happens, you know, around him. So he'll be fine. I mean, he was fine on Sunday. You know, it's just like a guy in baseball going through a slump. You just got to keep swinging, you know, and that's what he'll continue to do.
How'd that play look on film?
Just like everyone probably thought. But, I mean, what do? You know, that's the same thing. You know, I said it on Saturday after the game. Those are situations, you know, after situations happen, you never vision a practice in that situation, and now you do. You know, that guys, you know, do whatever they do, we still have to execute the play. And that's the thing, the situation, the same thing. I'm sure Alabama now works on field goal coverage, something that you never sit there and want to think that it's going to ever happen, but then you work on it like crazy. And it's a situation that, you know, no matter what, don't leave it up to anyone else. Just go through your technique and fundamental and execute the play.
There's no way they can do that on purpose, is there? To try to disrupt the rhythm?
No, I don't think so. You know.
When your guy gets a penalty for kind of apparently pleading your case,
Mm-hmm.
can you excuse that at all?
No. No.
And that's not review?
What's that? The kick?
No, the play,
No, not the onside. The kick.
the
It's-
offside or?
when I sit there and I talk to all refs, every play is reviewed. Every play. So when you sit there and they tell you, now I have to challenge it if I want to challenge the kick, if it was good or not, but it's going to be looked at by them upstairs no matter what. So if they want to sit there and blow it,
They're not looking at the.
yeah, but I don't know if that's reviewable or not.
That's what I'm.
You know, I don't know if that's reviewable or not, if a guy's offsides or not. When I sat there and I went up to the ref and I asked him, was he offsides? He said he wasn't. He wasn't. He got back. So, I mean, what do? You know, keep playing. But they're human too. I mean, we can rape them all we want. They ain't gonna do anything. You know, don't leave no doubt. Don't put the game in other people's hands. It's on us.
When you say you're gonna practice that, like, do it once a week, once a day, or,
I think you'll work it in somehow.
yeah.
How about, you talked a lot going into that game about how they physically kind of had to
Mhm.
weigh with you a little bit. How did you guys hold up physically?
I think we played well, you know, as far as being physical with them and everything. And I don't think that was an issue. I think our guys accepted that challenge.
And obviously you got a physical test coming up.
Yeah.
So you'll really find out where you're at.
And yeah, and it, you know, the next, you know, month for us is the same. And that's why, you know, it's, you know, and I know a lot of people are excited about Ohio State, you know, which is understandable because we're in Ohio, but this is a process for us. It's not about Ohio State. It's not about Virginia. It's about the MAC, you know, and our goal is to make sure we improve each week, and that's what we got to make sure that we do this week, that we improve, and we put ourselves in positions to win games, and that's what we have to make sure that we do. You know, a lot of people take that, well, do you care about winning? Heck yeah. We go into every game trying to win it, and we expect to win, but we also have to improve. And it's the old cliche, you want to, you know, win ugly, you know, and not get better, or lose and get better. And those are the things that we got to make sure that we continue to do, is to get better. Because our goal has not changed. We want to be MAC champs, not just beat Ohio State.
Do you ever show the team, like, video of big upsets or anything, you know, that corny, I guess?
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Can you just talk about Ohio State a little bit personnel-wise?
You know, they're young. They're a young football team. You know, you look at it across the board. There's not a lot of seniors, you know, that are playing for them. But they're super talented. You know, across the board offensively. You know, they got, you know, on the skill positions, they got talent all over the place. They're stacked at, you know, running back, and they've moved those guys around. Really, they're forming 11 formations with 21 personnel with 2 backs, really, and still trying to spread you out and do those things, because those guys can play wide out and running back. That they got a couple of them that they're using them at, and of course Devin Smith is an electric, you know, wide receiver. You know, defensively, their front is they're war daddies. I mean, they get after it, and they're very, very good. And their linebackers are athletic and run, and their young secondary is very talented. You know, just young. So, is it a challenge? Heck yeah. And they're still one of the best teams in the country, you know, by far. And we're going to have to play a very good football game, you know, to beat them. And we know that. But that's what we have to make sure that we do. We play a good football game.
When you walk in there, do you think anything will come back to you just about the chance you had there kind of set you up for this job, or just what that meant to you?
You know, for my 7 years there, there's 2 things I always do, and I'll do the same thing, is, again, I always go to the 16-yard line going towards the scoreboard, because that's where I scored a touchdown in high school. And I always go in the end zone of the scoreboard, because that's where we dropped the baton to win a state championship in track. Those are the 2 things I always continue to do every time I walk in there, and that's it.
Every game
Every game.
That's a lot.
Who dropped it?
It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was funny because the guy who dropped the time, we were 3 seniors and a sophomore, and the sophomore dropped it. And now he's a mailman, and he was friends of a guy who played at Ohio State. And he told me that, you know, this guy. And he said, yeah, he's my mailman. I said, make sure he doesn't drop your mail.
So you guys were supposed to win and didn't because
Yeah, we had a chance.
was that in the finals?
That was the finals.
Who won it?
I think it was Dayton Jefferson. Dayton Jefferson won it. We beat them in the prelims, and we just beat them in basketball in the state championship.
Time for a couple more.
I'm curious to see what the place looks like, you know, just the changes.
No, not really. No,
Will you take these guys in there on Friday?
no.
No?
Anything else?
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.